It could be said that it all started with a blue book for us. In 2009, we banded together with several people to do a Mardukite Stargate opening for Beltane. And what resulted from a culmination of some very simple efforts over the course of 6 days was the Lapis edition of our Necronomicon, which was limited to 60 copies in this way. We were a pretty small organization at the time. And so we had these made up. Actually, I pretty much handmade them myself at that time. I no longer handmake the books. So we've passed that, but they were definitely collectible. The materials from exclusively the Lapis Necronomicon is what, coupled with the foreword by Tracy Twyman, ended up becoming our hardcover edition. And so these are essentially the same. We refer to them as Liber N, and of course for Necronomicon. And they culminate pretty much the beginning of the work that we did last year. It was then followed up with the Liturgy and Lore and the Gatekeeper's Grimoire, and there were some tablets that we couldn't quite find room for in those, and we put out our own version of the 9 Gates of the Kingdom of Shadows. So there's essentially the 4 books that culminated our year 1 research and materials. And what we essentially ended up doing was putting them into one book. And because, honestly, the cost of doing it the way we did it, and with the means that we had, did make them costly. It was the reason we numbered them, make them more collectible. We still actually, for the premiere of our 2010 releases for the same press, we still do number our books and try to keep them collectible and enjoyable for people. Basically, our Necronomicon Anunnaki Bible has all 4 books in one book, and it's available through the Mardukite Ministries. You can also find them on eBay. You can go to NecroGate.com or Mardukite.com, and this essentially gives you all of the materials that we, as pretty intensive workers in this tradition, manifested in 2009, and it effectively brings the magical system embedded within the Egypto-Babylonian, Sumerio-Mesopotamian tradition to life. And this is something pretty critical given all the things that have come since and a lot of the interest from people in contemporary times now. In the past, this material has only been alluded to in a lot of materials that you have found. Zechariah Sitchin, a lot of the Babylonian and Sumerian tablets and things have been influencing some modern media, fourth kind. It would seem that there is an awakening taking place, and some people have foreseen this and have begun bringing appropriate materials to life. And the reason we did it as the Necronomicon is because, given the mythos, the pantheons involved, it does very closely resemble what has been most famously represented as the Necronomicon by Simon. And other than that, it's not trying to be competitive with it, it's not some kind of hoax drawn up out of Lovecraftian mythos, but it does offer, if one can read between the lines, some interesting perspectives and insights into such things.